we are on a special mission. We are at the bookstore, and we are on our back-to-school mission.
Right here.
Now, these are all of the things that Nee has to buy for back to school. We got to go find all these. Here we go. Nee and I are also going to learn about learning and going back to school. Ailani and I are going to talk to an expert, Dr. Brandon Gamble, who's a psychologist and knows all about learning. And he's going to answer some questions to help Ailani learn about learning.
Yes, and everybody else. What are the different ways that kids learn the best? And do we all have different learning styles?
Wow, that is a great question. I wish more teachers and kids would ask that question. There are many different ways that kids learn. I think there's as many different ways as there are kids. There's different combinations of things. So some kids learn with a lot more with their ears than they do with their eyes. Some kids learn by really using their hands and doing things, but most of us do a combination of one of those three, but in different ways. And eventually we kind of develop preferences, sometimes based upon how we're living and how people ask us to do things from day to day. If I live in a place that has a lot of water, I might learn a little bit more to swim, learn a little bit more with my hands. If I live in a place with less water, it's really quiet, I may learn more with my ears. So different things kind of impact us, but we definitely all need to know how we learn best. And that usually our parents, our teachers can help us because they give us feedback about, did you get that done? Wow, great job, you got it done. And we learn and we develop our preferences based around the people who are around us too.
What do we got to get first?
Notebook.
Find it open.
I actually need 4 notebooks. Not free.
Let's find it.
Okay. Pink. Okay. I need pink, green, yellow.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like green. Okay, one thing done.
All right, question number 2.
Can you explain what positive reinforcement is in a simple way?
In a simple way, positive reinforcement. It's a good question.
Well, yeah. Sometimes it has to do with someone telling you when you're going in the right direction. If you did something right, they're going to look out for that and let you know, hey, that's a great job. Sometimes I've seen it, I don't know about your school, but I've seen where kids line up and their bodies are all wiggly and some people are touching people. But then there's maybe out of the 10 students, there's like 3 of them who are standing in line where they're supposed to be and doing it right on time. And the teacher might say, great job. Oh, I like the way they're standing there. Oh, that's awesome. Can you do that again? And the teacher doesn't have to go ahead and tell everybody else to do it. Eventually, they get the idea that the teacher's looking to positively reinforce or send the same strong message to the same students. Get it together. I like the way it's happening this way.
Next one is colored pencils.
Let's go find it.
Except I found markers. What about negative reinforcement? How's that different?
How is that different?
Oh, sometimes it might be a little bit of both. Sometimes you come back from a fun, time playing together with your friends. And sometimes you just need a little reminder. The cool thing about positive reinforcement, it tends to last longer than if somebody says something negative to you or something rough. So a very nice statement or telling you what to do rather than what not to do tends to last longer with kids and even adults. I teach a lot of adults, and so I still need to use positive reinforcement with adults.
The next thing is a highlighter. What's a highlighter?
It's the things that you highlight the words.
We got pink and yellow highlighters.
I want to learn about this one. Punishment.
Is punishment the same thing as negative reinforcement?
This is a good question. I got punished a lot when I was young.
Well, I told a little bit about it, but let's say we're in line again, and I keep saying to another student, I'm going to make up a couple names. Hey, Frank. Hey, Susie, you two are just being rude. You need to stop. You need to keep your hands to yourself. Get it together. Now, Frank and Susie might say, oh, okay, I'll do it. But sometimes the other kids might laugh and they might still be distracted. It'll only last as long as the teacher is right there. So sometimes negative reinforcement is pointing out what's wrong with something. And every once in a while, we need that in order to get a little better, but it doesn't last as long.
What's the next on that list?
Now next is a place to put a ruler.
Okay, nice.
Always.
So when the teacher punishes the other kids at my school, number one is stand up until the teacher says you can sit down. And then the second one is you stand in the corner and look at the wall. Really boring.
That's not really good.
When I get a reward from doing something, does that make me better?
Or help you learn faster? Let's find out.
That's a great question. That's a deep question. You know, the first time you hear about negative reinforcement, you think it might be all bad. But punishment is a little further than negative reinforcement. Punishment might end up with somebody being hurt in their feelings, or sometimes even hurt in their body, and that's no good. And that will definitely last a very short time. As soon as that person leaves the room and somebody's punishing somebody. So when I think of like as a teacher or adults who are trying to help kids do better in life, punishment is the worst way to go because it only lasts while you're in the room. It's not even good for like little animals, dogs or cats. You're trying to train them. If you punish them, as soon as you leave, they're going to go and do what they want to do. So punishment is very different. Negative reinforcement sometimes is at least letting you know, hey, that's not working. Don't do that again. Right? Punishment would add to that. So since you did that, you got to go sit down over there for a long time. That might work, and that's a mild form, but some people do, and I'm talking in the olden times, maybe back when your dad and I were kids. Sometimes people would take out a belt or a paddle and spank people in schools. And that was okay pretty much around the world. And eventually people, some of the scientists who were looking at how you teach kids, they realized it doesn't work long term. It only works for a little while. So punishment and negative reinforcement, they're close, but they're not the same thing. Most people don't ever want to do punishment in schools. If they do negative reinforcement, they're only going to do it for a period of time, a short period of time. The positive reinforcement is what people want for the longer period of time. So here's kind of a quick thing. We give 3 positives to 1 negative. If we really want students to learn, they need to hear more often about that they're going in the right direction than they need to hear about they're messing up. So 3 positives to 1 negative.
What else?
What hear this?
Whiteboard or flashcards?
All right, let's go find the whiteboard or flashcards.
It's a whiteboard. Oh, this?
Yeah.
Like this. Okay. Do you know why I'm getting this?
What?
Secret.
To tell people write messages to your classmates?
Yes, your daddy knows.
Why? What is it then?
Send messages to your boyfriend?
No, what the? Cut that. We're all talking.
Now, I like this next one because I'm a parent. How about number 6, Nate?
How can parents and teachers use positive reinforcement?
Reinforcement is pretty close to help kids learn and succeed in school.
That's a great way. Your dad just did that right there with you, letting you know you're moving in the right direction, not necessarily doing it for you, but allowing you to understand what you needed to do and continue to do that. So really encouraging, that's one big piece. The other one is helping you understand how you think about your thinking and how you plan things out and helping you to plan those things long term. So having goals, having persistence, being able to look at for a long time, whether it's a day, whether it's 1 week, whether it's a whole month, or sometimes even a school year, that you're able to solve a problem, and that you're able to make the connections to other things that you just learned. So the things you learned in 3rd grade, you should be able to make a connection for the things you learned in 4th grade and 5th grade, and you make those connections on and on. What we kind of call some of that is developing a growth mindset, because you're thinking about goals, you're thinking about how I can move from one step to another, and take those steps necessary to get better at something. And if people are providing you positive reinforcement along the way, you're more likely to take that to learn a new skill. So my daughter, she's a grown woman now, but she's in college, in particular graduate school or medical school, to become a medical doctor. But one of the things I really wanted to work with her on was playing basketball. And in playing basketball, we made goals. When she started off, her team wasn't very good. She wasn't as good as she wanted to be. But I said, okay, let's make some progress, and we'll write down each week how we're able to shoot the ball into the basket. how many times you do that. So if you shoot it 10 times and you only made 5, next week, let's see if we can make 6. And the week after, let's see if we can make 7, right? Making those goals is extremely important, and having the mindset that I can grow, I can get better at this. So that growth mindset is a big deal to help teachers, help students be successful.
The next thing I need to buy is a compass.
Boom.
Now, are there times that rewards don't work and something else works?
Yeah, let's find out.
Well, it depends on you. We started off talking about learning styles. Some people really respond well to rewards. Some people don't necessarily need a reward, but they do look forward to hearing that, hey, I'm moving in the right direction. And that for them is their own reward. But especially if it's something that you really don't like, it's good to know that, okay, I'm at least learning. This is getting better. I'm at least moving in the right direction rather than the wrong direction. So not always faster, but sometimes it will stick longer. If you're getting rewards, it will stay longer, like we were talking about with positive reinforcement.
The next thing is a backpack charm. This one. What will I get? I got this one. It's really cute. It says good luck.
Good luck. Here we go.
How can kids like me use these ideas to study at home?
Right? That's a good one. How can we use these ideas when we're studying at home?
That's a great question. So I know that if we get home, and I'm going to go kind of two paths. If you go home and you have your chores, sometimes it's okay to either write those down or to see, how can I do this in the best way possible, either to help me get done so I could get on to my homework, or to get done so I can do something fun, but how can I do it in a way that I'm getting better at this too? Because just to do something every day can get kind of boring. But I had a job when I was in high school, and it was cleaning the boys' dormitory. I lived at a school, and I had to vacuum. I got really good at vacuuming. I wasn't planning on it, but my boss said, hey, if you get done early and you do a good job, we'll go ahead and let you go early. So I said, okay, I'm going to give myself a week to get really good at this vacuuming. So there's got to be different techniques, there's got to be different ideas, but I need to remember my pattern and my ways of solving a problem. And so sometimes I even wrote notes that on this hallway, there's a little thing I need to watch out for. Oh man, the carpet's a little different. I need to take my time so it looks good when I'm done with it. But I made my notes, made my plan, followed through and stuck with the plan. So if you're doing that, that's a skill that could transfer to your homework too. That you write down, what are the top 3 things I need to accomplish? I have an hour or 2. What are the main things I need to get done? Let me focus in on those things and get as far as I can. And then what are some things I need some help with? And maybe even write down some questions so your parents or your teachers will be able to answer those questions for you. But you have a plan. That's the biggest thing I talk with folks about long term, is always having some type of plan, especially if they want to get better at something.
What do you got next?
Taste the bowl. I will get the milk chocolate. I really like this one.
All right.
When there's a new flavor, it's the creamy peanut butter egg. It's really good.
I'll get one.
Okay.
Put them in.
Do you think learning with friends is better than learning alone?
I like learning with my friends better. What about you?
Like learning with my friends.
Right. Some people like learning alone.
Oh, that's a great question. It depends on what you're trying to learn, but at some point, I think it's a balance. It's a balance. I think it is important for young people to learn with friends, because that's a skill you'll need when you become grown and you go into the workforce, or you have your own business, or you work for other people, and you'll need to know how to work with other people. People who don't know how to do that well sometimes struggle when they get to college, and definitely when they graduate from college. So it's good to find that balance. But I do think you need to know how to really learn on your own and know how you learn best, but then also to talk about it with other people, because sometimes they're going to ask a question you didn't think of. So it's good to be able to study, but I go back to have a plan when you're with your friends. There are some kids who get together and all they do is just have fun and socialize. And then maybe out of those 3 or 4 friends, there's one who's actually getting the work done. Then the other friends are wondering, like, how does he know the answers? Well, they probably went on their own and studied some more, right? Or the subject might have come easy to them. Either way, it's still important that you do at least spend some of the time and say, we're going to hang out for 2 hours. We're going to spend at least an hour on the homework. And the rest of the time, we'll have fun. But finding that balance.
Okay, so this is the whole station, and so I will tell you guys. So this is starting math, so there will be a free here for what grade you are, and then there's gonna be two seasons. This is book 1, book 2 is the pie.
Which one do you need?
I need none of these. Yeah, I'm in 4th grade. Okay, 4th grade. 4th grade is right here, and this is also 4th grade. Let's go.
Well, Dr. Brandon, can you answer this last question for us?
What's one tip you would give kids going back to school?
Yeah, so they can have their best year of learning.
Wow, that's a great question. Going back to the plan, I would set some goals with my family. I would set a family goal for my learning and things I need to show my parents that I'm really learning around the house. I would set a school goal with my teacher and really think about what are ways that I show my teacher that I'm really growing in the right direction. And then the last one, I would set a goal for myself, whether it's physically or personally, like maybe I want to make some new friends this year. Okay, I'm going to work that out. And if it doesn't work, it's not about them. It's about me making the effort and having fun while I'm making the effort. So any of those kinds of things could be important, but making those goals in those 3 areas will really help your school year.
Okay, the next one on the list is a science experiment or book.
Let's go find a good book. I think it's over that way. Science. I see science. Which one do you want?
Ooh, I lost science. Okay, by the way, I really like fossils. Like, which one should I get? No way, there's dinosaur. Oh my god, there's crystal and gem. Oh my god, I want all of it. I'll get the crystal and gem. That's our whole list, and it's time to go home or go to school.
Nice. Well,
Nice.
guys, we hope that you guys have a great school year and go and buy your school supplies. And we hope you had fun going shopping with us here at Ailani's Little World. You
A
want to
little
see
embarrassing.
all of Ailani's swag right now?
I got this. I'll tell my dad why I got
A
this.
water bottle. That's the other thing that we had to buy.
Yeah.
Ailani had to buy a water bottle. We forgot about that. Water bottle. You snuck this in without telling me.
Oh yeah, I would.
Put that in the box. I didn't even see it.
I really like to make these.
Notebooks,
Yeah. Oh my.
everything.
Whoa.
And vegetables.
Oh, I'm gonna eat this. Oh, so good.
All right, that's it. See you guys next time. Have fun at school.
Bye.
Be cool and eat more chocolate. Until you drool.
Ailani's Little World. Subscribe for more educational content for you and your kids.